Not hardly on camera. No one, I guarantee you, there's not. It'll take a while for any voice. It'll just be volume. It'll catch your audio. Actually, it's from so I think it only catches. I don't know. Dr. Fraser here. Because my camera's crappy and it only goes like this. I have another one that's really big. It's motion censored, so it goes in and out where the motion is. So it does this all the time, and it just makes you sit and just in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
That was so intentional. Yeah, I had a black jacket on.
I was going to say,
I was wearing this skirt. Well, it's not going to be. Not really. I would wait until the YouTube transactions will vote on it. Or you can send your book on and see how you're working. I bet I'm right. I wish I would have done So I got home from teaching kids to prepare first night last night. I got home like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I went to bed so early. The way I went to sleep is how I woke up this morning. I didn't leave it, not a cat, not a person, nothing woke me up. It was good to sleep like next weekend. Because if I sleep like that, I can't get it'll wake you up. Yes, I think most of them did it this week, but next week I do not. So if you just want to do it during school day, you keep it next week. Tuesday to Friday. But I want to do mine taking it home Tuesday to Thursday. So what else did wake up at 3 o'clock. So my favorite stories. Joe's running down the hall with him, and he's like, I've got the poo on me, and he's just doesn't know what to do. He's got a baby, and there's poo everywhere, and I'm like, this is straight. Give me the baby. Go watch the show. You'll be fine with it. I told him, and I didn't realize this guy's in school. I had like told him I was holding him on my head. I was like, something. So I put him down, and I looked down, and it just like straight strokes on my shirt. Yeah. I remember it so good. Like, I was wearing like a blue shirt. I was so mad. Are you together?
yeah, I don't even know.
He was girl in the second.
Well, you sit there for an hour.
Even if it was just like no bacon or bonus, I give a money. Say that again. You'll never see it. I absolutely, that's when the okay was trying to say, I couldn't do something. And he's like, here, do it yourself. I was like, I just need something. He's like, you didn't do anything. I feel like just started in my ladder. Like, she's taller than me. I can't reach something. I don't even do steps to walk up, and I just always do this. Well, a year ago, I was older.
Damn, dude. Not. Okay, gotcha. Not only
Are they doing so did you get an agenda? So we'll just find out and you're talking to action, so it'll be the first action. It's probably 30 minutes
I do too, I'm breaking it.
We're not looking basic. I turned more than on my It's 7 o'clock.
Call the meeting to order. Okay, we've got a regular city council meeting. It's being held Thursday, January 16th, 2025, 7 p.m. at City Hall, 301 North Washington, Seymour, Texas, 76380. All notices have been duly posted in accordance and conformance with the government code of the state of Texas, section 551.072C. The city of Seymour attempts to make its meetings accessible to all its citizens. If you have need of auxiliary aids, please notify the city secretary at 940-889-3148 at least 48 hours in advance. The agenda is also posted on the city's website at cityofseymour.org. With the following agenda be considered, let's do our roll call. Councilman Wynn. Here. Councilman Monty Glass. Councilman Glass is absent. Councilman Skylar Hendricks. Here. Council Lady Debbie Gillespie. Here. Councilman Billy Hendricks. Here. Okay. Let's do our pledge of allegiance and then let's remain standing for the prayer.
United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have Councilman Lane Winfield lead us in prayer.
Let's pray. Father, we just thank you so much for the day that you've given us. Father, we just thank you for all the blessings that you put upon us, Father. Father, I just pray that you send some rain our way. Father, just lead us tonight to make decisions, Father. Just let's make the right ones. Father, we thank you for loving us. Forgive us what we've done to you. In your name I pray.
Amen. Okay. We've got, this is the just lead, that announcements by the mayor. I think we didn't think, or noticed, I guess, everybody's last week or so expired out of California. And, it really kind of made me think regarding what we do here at the city of Seymour. It was kind of a wake-up call to me in particular. I think we try to remain prepared for our emergency services, fire department, those kinds of things, but I think we really need to kind of reassess all of us as a council, we as a mayor, city administration, the things that impact public safety. We need to think. It made me think of the fires in the Panhandle last year that were so devastating and burned through several towns. It also made me think how fortunate we are to have the fire department and the training that they get. And I think Seymour is way above average for the size community that we are. But I just think we need to be prepared, as I said, for worst case scenarios, fires, tornadoes, ice storms. And I think we do that. I think we, for example, our water system, we've made big upgrades on that in the last year and a half or so. We're going to continue to make other upgrades. We just can't have the kind of chaos that they have out in the state of California. And I'm not just, jumping on it. I mean, it can happen anywhere at any time. We have high winds around here. So that was just on my mind and on my heart. We've made improvements on our electric department, getting them the right equipment, the water department, the fire department. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on that. So I think we just need to constantly reassess what we're doing. And I talked to a friend of mine that lives near College Station today, and I was just kind of sharing with him about California and all that kind of stuff. We need to be prepared. And he's a man of few words. He said, yeah, it's kind of like who's in charge and does it work? So we need to make sure we know what's going on, that our equipment does work, and that we are prepared. So sorry to go on so long, but I think we do. It's a wake-up call for all of us. Okay. Dr. Brazier, I think we need to recognize some folks tonight and do some other things.
Yes, sir. It was my honor and my privilege to recognize the Kay Bradley and family, and spend our case here with her wonderful daughter, Carla Selman. And I thought it was appropriate as we move through the holiday season and recognize all of our hard work for the amazing Christmas display that we enjoy at the City Park. Now, as you look at this display, you can only imagine the amount of work, time, organization, and all the effort that goes into putting together that display. But I think the thing that we really need to celebrate, and as I was thinking about recognizing the way that we think about is the kind of joy and happiness that it brings to our community and to the surrounding communities. It really doesn't matter what kind of mood you're in, what's going on in your life, but you drive through that park and it seems like everything just kind of stops just for a short time. You drive through there and look at all the memories of so many wonderful community members that have lived here in Seymour and passed on. But then just, again, just the displays, and it really puts your heart and your mind in the right place. And to me, it's just a constant reminder of what Christmas is all about. And so I was thinking it would be appropriate then for us to celebrate and thank and recognize Kay Bradley family for all their hard work and their efforts. And just on behalf of the mayor and the city council, we just say thank you for all that you do. And we hope that this continues to grow in partnership with the city. I think a tremendous amount of potential, and we can make it even better and bigger and brighter for people to enjoy for years to come. So, okay, Carl, go, please come down and allow the mayor's council.
I just wanted to tell these gentlemen and ladies how much we appreciate the support that we get from the city of Seymour. This is something that could not be done without that support. They've been very generous in providing any of the electricity that we've needed, and they're really supportive of the fact that it is growing and it is continuing to be an awesome display. I already have quite a few requests for next year, so we just got to find the room and electricity for next year.
Thank you. Okay, citizens' comments tonight. I've got Mr. Gary House. You're going to talk to us a little bit about staff training. And if you'd like to come up to the lectern there and just speak directly into that microphone. We have a little trouble with our sound sometimes. I know you've been working with Suzanne, and we're trying to get our financials. We're nearly to the point where we're up to date on that. We're very close. So anyway, I'll just leave it to you, Gary. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself, too.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council, to have this opportunity to come before you and tell what we've done this week in the way of training and so forth. A little background for me. I was raised in Tulia, Texas, on the plains. Lived a long time in Lubbock during my career, but have settled in Plainview, Texas in my retirement years. I'm currently District 4 Councilman for the City of Plainview, and it's an honor to work with other councils in other cities. Part of my passion is to bring efficiency and bring help to those where they can do their job as best they can and as efficient as they can. So it benefits everyone. It benefits the city, it benefits the citizens, it benefits themselves and their personal lives, and it benefits you. With that being said, we've had a great week. Some of the challenges that we've had is just bringing training up to a level that is sufficient for them to do their jobs. You've got a tremendous staff. I've been very impressed by all of your staff. Nina out front, and Suzanne in the back, and Lauren and Jeff. They're all consummate professionals, and I appreciate working with them very much. They're very quick to learn, they're very eager to learn, and they're very eager to have the efficiencies so that they can do more and do it quicker. With that being said, we've initiated some things that I considered necessary, such as combining a lot of our bank accounts that were causing a great burden, to try to reconcile all of them, and brought them more into a focused round called pool of cash that allows us to maintain the same integrity for those balances that we want to keep. But in the management of it, we do it through a single reconciliation, and it works very efficiently with the software program that you have, which is the Tyler Technologies product. We are currently in the process of bringing reconciliations up to date so that we can establish the pool of cash. We're very close on that, but in the meantime, as we're waiting on others to get things done so that we can move forward, we're using that time to train. And that has been very beneficial. We spent most of the day today in that such a mode. And it's amazing the things that, the little things that you can point out that just brings a brightness to the eyes of the ones you're training. And they see the efficiency and they get more excited about, well, what else can I learn? What else is there out there for me to know? And how much more I can do and how much better can I do it if I had these tools and had knowledge of these tools. I would recommend, and I did not brief this with Jeff, and I'm not plugging for coming back here, although I've fallen in love with town, I'll tell you. And I would come back at any point in time that you need me, as well as I've pretty much fallen in love with all of your staff here, so that's, it would not be a burden at all on me. But something to consider is maybe every 1 or 2 years, probably every 2 years, just set aside a little bit of money to bring the staff up to speed on the latest and greatest things that they can do, and maybe go over some things that they're spending a little more time on than they really feel like they have to, or ways to do it better. Time well spent, and really in the long run, very little money to get to that point. And it's continuing. It's like continuing education. Most of our professionals have some type of continuing education program, but we sometimes drop the ball on software. And software is constantly moving. It's improving. It's getting better. And if we know how to use it, then we participate in those efficiencies. If we don't, we get behind the ball. Once again, I thank you for allowing me to come here and work with your staff and work for the city of Seymour. I've not spent much time here, but I have some very dear friends that are either from here or still live here. And that brings the closeness to me. As I think all the towns in West Texas and in this Panhandle area, not the Panhandle, but in this area, we're not drawn by physical boundaries, but we are drawn by cultural boundaries. And those cultural boundaries establish us as not only friends, but I think closer kinship as family. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for the opportunity to work with you and your staff, and I wish you Godspeed and all the success that you possibly have in the future. Thank you.
Gary, thank you. Appreciate that presentation. I'm going to throw this in here, Gary, if you don't mind, about Mac.
Yeah.
Good friend with Mac Field, and which I grew up with Mac now, started first grade together. So, little connection. Yeah. Gary's on city council in Plainview, so he kind of understands some of the dynamics, I guess, up here. Thank you, Gary. Very, very good. Okay, let's see. How about Robert Goldie? You'd like to come up? I'll just let you explain what it is, Robert. I think I know what it is, but go ahead.
can you hear me okay? I've been up here before talking about some of the.
That's a quick
Time out, okay? I've been up here a couple times about the large trucks, semis that park in and around my neighborhood. And I don't have a problem with parking there. That man's got to make a living. I've driven trucks. I've been out in the oil field. I've helped. I was with Roadrunner Trucking for many years. The thing I have a problem with is a couple of guys come up there and they run their trucks in the morning for an excessive amount of time. And now when those trucks start up, they vibrate my house. I can hear it and it wakes me up. I don't go back to sleep very easily. The other problem is that sometimes one of the guys comes home for lunch and he leaves his truck idle for the entire time he's there. So I know that they have an ordinance here that says you can park your truck at your house because it's the only way you can get home. That's it. That's fine. Is there anything in the ordinance that states that you should not idle your truck for hours at a time?
You want to answer that, Lauren?
You really can't respond.
Oh, sorry. You're right.
But if you sit up and Lauren, I'll be left.
Yeah, there is an ordinance. I can say that.
All right. Well, I just wanted to bring that up. That I really like Seymour. I'm glad I moved here. I've enjoyed the people here. I'm a member of the Methodist Church out there. In fact, I'm a trustee out there. We really do like this place, and I don't want to. I moved here because I thought it was going to be quiet. I wouldn't have to be living in a truck stop. So that's all I have to say.
I appreciate you coming up here. Y'all taking an interest in the meetings, and just like anybody else. It is 111 West End. We're but anyway, I appreciate your interest, and you get Florence, and you can go through that ordinance.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Okay. Rebecca, go ahead.
You can say that.
Yes, ma'am.
Rebecca Golding. I wanted to just bring it up about these executive sessions. I would like to see a lot more people come here and stay, but because a lot of times you do these executive sessions right smack in the middle or at some really inopportune time, people aren't gonna come and then have to sit out in the cold of this snow or this on the stairs or wherever for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then hang around and come back. I think it's very inconsiderate for the city to do that to the people. And if you could consider having executive sessions, maybe on the day or earlier, so that just people's time is people's time, and not throw that executive session. I know you have to get together, but maybe you could get together twice a month, once for executive session, once for this. That's just my thoughts, that you really want to get more participation, you've got to do something about it.
Thank you. Did we get sentenced? Oh, never mind. I've thoroughly confused myself and okay, that's all the citizens' comments. Dr. Frazier, we've got city administrator reports.
Yes, sir. Of course, in your council packets, weekly updates and upcoming events, so just pay attention to those. Also, personnel report. Right now, we are fully staffed. The city of Joseph Trepanier become a full-time employee last week, I believe 2 weeks ago. So we are 4 people there at the water department now, and we are working hard. Doing a great job. I know, of course, Provice's police department report is also in there. They're doing a really good job of protecting our citizens, maintaining speed policing, and you see the proof results of the hard work there. Unfortunately, we could not get financial report together because all the work that's on, and Suzanne just did not feel confident that that would be accurate information at this point, but we hope very, very soon that we'll get that completed, with all the support that we're getting and get that to y'all. So, also, report to the council at our last meeting, we talked about our transfer station safety improvement. And so myself and the mayor, we have Monty there as well as Doug. And again, we took a good look at documentation. And so there were some things that we feel like that will help improve the safety. One, we are going to look at the cameras. And so I've received from Clayton an estimate. I think it was $2,800. We'll have one of those high quality cameras that basically, when someone drives up, it turns and follows them and zooms in. So we get a close look at who's there and what's exactly going on. We also thought it'd be appropriate that on either side of the bins, on the very far ends, on the north and south side, of the concrete barriers, the concrete, those big concrete things, put those around. So hopefully that will deter people from getting too close to that edge that could potentially fall. And we'll continue with our signage as well. And then also we want to look at having a waiver for each guest that comes to the transfer station. It has a set of rules and we sign off basically that we're not responsible for accidents. So we're certainly going to do more suggestions, and once we get this implemented, if the council wants us to look at this further or have suggestions, we'd be glad to entertain those and see if we can make sure that transfer station is safe for every single customer in this instance. Any questions about that, or part of anyone to add to be part of that?
We had a good meeting, really cold day that day. We went out there, street superintendent, Logic was there, the manager out there, so, and, gonna bring some, like I said, concrete blocks in, and hopefully it'll be a physical barrier from some of those areas that might, create an issue. But cameras are gonna help, and I think it is when you have to sign the receipt when you pay to bring the load out there, and I think we're gonna go ahead and come up with some verbiage there to indicate we can't have kids out from a vehicle running around and standing on the ends, just kind of common sense things, but at least acknowledge that we're informed. So I think we're going in the right direction.
And we continue to add different features or ideas as we move forward. So, and then also we were going to talk about just a little bit about the active properties that continues to be a focus for our mayor and of course for us here at City Hall and our street departments. We're working hard on that one. So just thanks a lot for bringing down our property agenda.
So you have a dilapidated property report in your package. Read that there. We are working to move forward on 602 South Washington. 401 East Ryman, the property owners said that they were going to remediate it. They're on a 6-month time frame. They should have it in process. I told him completed by May 15th, 2025. If you're unaware of that property, I would suggest that you drive by and look at it. I do not foresee remediation done in a 6-month period. That house is in very poor condition, but it would be wonderful if it was completed. 515 West McLean is a dead property. There is no
I think that's east of Convention.
East, thank you. 515 East McLean is, we just call it a dead property. Everyone associated with it is unable to tie themselves to their past life. Anyway, so we're hoping that will go to the tax office. 302 North Foley still needs to be moved into the new owner's name. I spoke with Tony Henderson yesterday, and that's supposed to be in process. 306 North Foley, though, has an update. They started tear down on Monday or Tuesday of next week on that property. So that's great. That's a private tear down. The city is not involved. However, we have done all the notices towards our departments so they can go out and see what needs to be done. The owner was told to do an 811 line locate, various other things like that. The bins will have to be put on the street curbside because there is not enough area to drop those bins. And so Ronnie Lodger was made aware of that, and we talked about how, what we can do to limit the amount of damage that could be done to the street. And really, that's not on the property owner so much as it's on the trucker that picks up those bins, how they pick them up. And so we just wanted to make sure we communicate that really well to the person that moves those bins. Try harder not to damage our streets. 205 West McLean, there's no response, it's an out-of-town owner. This is a property that I would suggest condemnation process on. 811 Northeast, we have not been able to contact the property owner. I have called a couple of times and she hangs the phone up. So I don't know if I'm calling at a bad time or she didn't speak to me after. We have sent a certified letter in the mail. We have not gotten a response on that. 908 North Main is partially demolished. It's one next to Long Bridge. It has already been condemned. The council can move on it at will. 1007 North Main. We did a junk and debris letter on it because it's no longer a structure, it's on the ground. And the property owner is taking measures to clean it up now. So he hopes to have it cleaned up before we show up on the 30th to not have to pay single money for abatement of the property. If the, so I talked with Jake today, and he asked me, you know, what we would remove from the property. He said, you just are going to remove the building, aren't you? And I told him, I said, no, all the junk and debris from the property has to be removed. That's the order that was given to me. And I was like, so if you have a refrigerator back there, that has to be gone, even though it's not part of the building. So the question was posed, though, if the majority of the property is clean, does the city still want to go in and continue the abatement process or allow more time for that to be completed? Currently, the date for abatement for us is January 30th.
What's the date?
January the 30th. We will have to order bins pretty soon to have them dropped. It takes about 2 weeks. We usually do that, so I would say honestly Friday or Tuesday. It's a holiday. We need to get those bins ordered. So we really kind of have to make an assessment of where we think that property is going to sit. However, we could order them, and if they're not needed, we could use them to clean up 908 North, which is next to the Long Bridge. But I would just need direction from Dr. Fraser or y'all if that's what you wanted to have happen. We do need to post a 3-day notice on the property just to sign in the ground so that everybody in that area knows that we will be doing demolition on a certain day there. Typically, the rule is that I have to spray paint it on the building, but there's not much building left to spray paint on, so I think I signed on the front first.
And I just want to add to, just to be transparent, that Councilman Glass has a personal investment in that property. And so he asked us not to take action on that particular property. However, it has been now going on for quite some time. I do think it's a real issue for the Long Branch, and they've been very, very, very patient. And so I guess my question to the council is, do we just continue to sit on this, or do y'all want us to go ahead and get this cleaned up? I mean, I just like something needs to be done by somebody, and it is a real eyesore to our community. I think it's a huge hazard to have a half-full building sit there. Pose some risk as well. So, you know, we just want to make sure, I don't want to disrespect anyone, but I certainly feel that this is something that the council needs to give us a clear direction on what y'all want to do.
All these properties have been condemned except 302 and 306 have not. We gave them time to do that, and so we're waiting on them.
The only properties that have been through the condemnation process are 908 North Main and 1007 North Main. The rest of them have been recognized as condemnable properties, and the property owners have been reached out to. But the only ones that we have completed the actual process is the last two.
Is it an action item, or do you just need something from us right now?
We've already, for me, it's direction from either of you, because y'all have completed from beginning to end the process of condemnation. So the only thing I have to have, so for us to enter the property is a 3-day notice on it.
I'm moving ahead. We don't need a motion or anything like that.
No, it's not an action item, but I think it's something that all council needs to
I'm moving ahead. I'm moving ahead.
clean up.
Clean it up.
Okay, is that direction?
That's all we ask.
Okay.
Make sure that you guys have.
I appreciate you putting it on the agenda. We're gonna start tracking these a little better than we have. Just for our we're making good progress. There's a couple of houses being torn down to that dirt this week by individuals. So I hope everybody's getting the fever to do this. One up is down one lane. And, the other one.
There's more granular one will happen Monday on Fuller Street.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Yes.
There's a house over on the corner, Ricker Street, where they partially torn down the golf and stuff, talk to you about that. It's like they started and just left the house.
Ryan Dwyer owns that has the big empty.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyways, yes, Ryan Dwyer owns that. I've talked to him a couple of times. The last time I reached out to him and asked him what his plan was, he was going to purchase a backhoe and do the work himself, because he had paid someone to do the work and he did not complete the job. So, his plan was to tear it down. So I haven't reached out to him in the last 45 days, but I've had a good relationship with him. I was sending a text and asking where it was going. But yes, we have had multiple discussions on that.
If you could speak to him again and get maybe a date, because, I like Ryan, he's a good guy, and I think he's moving in the right direction on it, but it's been months and months and months. If he could give you some kind of a time frame there, otherwise we need to condemn him.
And he is the new owner because before that property was owned by a couple in Knox City. And so we did code that property and that kind of resulted in them selling it. And so Ryan bought it for the sole purpose to tear it down. So that's always been his intention. He just had some things along the way to kind of deal with to get that completed. So, but yes, I will reach out.
Very good. Okay, y'all ready to move to public hearings? Or anything else?
Now that y'all have something for us.
What's that?
That y'all have anything for us. Okay,
I think I'm good. All right, public hearing, number 1. Conduct a public hearing, to discuss business office hours and other departments. Working days as it pertains to maintaining a 40-hour work week, a 4-day or 4.5-day work week that will not compromise the quality of customer service to our citizens. We've been talking about this off and on. Go ahead, Dr. Prater.
Yeah, well, I just want to reiterate again that, our number one priority is always high quality customer service. And I think that, not only City Hall embraces that, but I believe that's out that our department heads, administrative heads, all feel the same way. And so with that in mind, the idea is also how can we build a more positive culture, to incentivize our employees, to recruit and retain people, as well as our people more benefit, so to speak. So, we have happy employees, and positive culture, that I think that increases your productivity, and in a sense, I think it's a win-win for everybody, and providing a better quality customer service for our community. So that's the idea, certainly in theory, and that was discussed deeply by each department. We encourage each department head to talk with their people, and for them to come up with, expectations to participate, what do they want their schedule to be. And so we said that and risk for a while, and then our department heads come to us and say, hey, we've talked about this a lot, it's something we'd like to explore. And so I've given you the different schedules that they proposed. And so, that's how all this kind of has evolved, purposefully evolved. I just don't want anybody to believe that anybody in the city could ever compromise the quality of customer service or take care of our community for some self-fulfilling deal. And, even if the council did approve of this, or at least wanted us to try it for a month or 2 or whatever, I don't think we would need to wait for the council until say this ain't working. Because I think if it wasn't working, our department head could come to me immediately and say, hey, this ain't working. We're not able to, improve efficiency. We're not able to provide the quality customer service that we desire. And I think they pulled the plug before we had a chance to pull the plug. So I think that's kind of the dedication we have to the city of Seymour. I'm not saying we're perfect, but I think we strive for excellence each and every day. So I just want anybody to understand our rationale for doing this. This is not something that we just kind of come up with and just say, hey, just do it. I mean, there was a lot of thought, planning, and discussion, and a lot of our people detail that we may miss that we need to, worked out. I think I sent y'all some more information today. Had a response from the Bowie city administrator and kind of got his thoughts on some things, sent y'all that information. So anyway, I tried to provide y'all with some information and hopefully that'll help guide you as we make a final decision, but we certainly want to hear from our community and at least where the concerns they
Yeah, I know, this first kind of came up several months ago, I guess. To consider this, I know, I'm thinking like the city of Bowie, I think they've done this, I read something, maybe wanted to talk to somebody.
I sent you an email.
That's what it was, okay. And that they, so far, and I don't know if they've done it a year, maybe a year, they hadn't noticed anything that would make them want to go back. I know when I just visited briefly with Jeff, on about it, that, at first I was kind of negative about it, but then I thought, you know what, why can't we, other towns have done this, somebody told me that Arthur County does it. I don't know if that's true or not, I've heard that today, I don't know if that's true or not, but, what I came down, if it's not working, if it's not accepted by the public, and it's not working for the employees, or a combination of those things, we're not stuck with it. Nothing is cut in stone, and there's always something that's a little unforeseen. It may be for the good, it's better than we thought it was, or it could be something that we didn't foresee. But I know the various school districts have gone before that. Not that I don't think we want to copy anybody. I think we want to be the best little town in Texas. And if you never change anything, I mean, you don't want to change just to change. But I think sometimes you have to step out a little bit and explore and see if it will actually work. I think it is a good retention tool for employees. And I think Dr. Brady, when you get ready to hire people, it's hard to get, you got to really work to get good qualified employees, and you really don't like it when you lose it. So, while we may not pay as high as what you might get in Plano, Texas or something, maybe our benefits will convince you to come here and stay for a long time. So anyway, I'm just, any discussion on the council or ideas, just for all departments or?
Well, really, like I said before, the ladies up front at City Hall like to leave the 4.5 days. So we would open early, say open at 7:30, and there would be people who work, time before work or after work. So so we're not just taking something away, but I think that is to close Fridays early at noon, but then you're still open early on Monday and Thursday. So that would be a greater benefit for more people. And Fridays generally are pretty slow, honestly. There might be some weird days here and there, but the city hall would participate. I believe the street department didn't want to participate. RO didn't want to participate. Of course, didn't want to participate. The water department felt like their voice is something they'd like to explore and try. I believe their schedules there in your packet. And I believe the election department was really want to try as well. So I think those are the ones that are wanting to at least try and see how that goes. But I think there's more about participating than would be.
What was the street department's decision not to participate?
I think they felt like that. I think what he said. He just liked they could be more productive one Monday through Friday. So I think after the maybe start early would be too dark for them. These sort of things. I don't think getting like he's telling out what he just felt like they'd be better to stay with the traditional. They did say around 2 times during the summer for the street table projects or something like that, which we would do probably anyway.
Well, the street department, there was several of these that come in 6:30,
Maybe so
yeah,
that's,
3 or whatever, yeah. That's the only thing I got, with the water and electrical, how they gonna manage it. July, when they got to come in, stay till 6 o'clock in the afternoon. That's just.
and they'll be able to supervise and determine, you know, what best for their department and how can we be most productive. So I can't answer for it, what they have a vision, we certainly I didn't speak to y'all, I'm sure that y'all.
So how complicated is it going to be when you have all the different departments having different schedules, like, and, just now getting our financials back in order, is that gonna be extra work on getting that stuff done, you know?
I don't believe they will. I mean, they clock in, they clock out. Of course, we're looking at improving our technology in that area. When they do that electronically, you know, 'cause every department has a computer, we update our infrastructure there, good quality technology in every department. So we like to eventually evolve and clock in on computers. That all that will be done on. But either way, it's just better clocking in, clocking out, and you know, again, you have good quality supervisors that are responsible and take care of business. You know, and I don't go around following around every day, all day long anyway. You know, I mean, check on whether it's time for the day and something they're going, and you know, just keep on the city and you know what's going on, and that would continue. For me personally, I probably would just work my regular Monday through Friday schedule, just because I coach after school, I do church activities after school, after work, and so probably for me personally would work. So you know, City Hall is going to open rather than the office will be open. So we can continue to do, you know, this city, and even now, you know, the schedule's very good. I always have to come in and leave. So I just don't see that being any kind of.
Yes, I just think that making more work on that, would it make it harder to keep up with all payroll and payroll for who's working what? That's a lot of work. And, overtime still, that's a big deal. Is, we've got a 4-day weekend coming up. I mean, from Friday, 3-day weekend. And sometimes we have 4-day weekends. And like, Easter. So if we had a major something busted in the middle of town, water and all that whole street department, they've already worked, or the water department's already worked their 40 hours, and then they have to work through the weekend. I guess it's one thing. I mean, I know it's probably not as often, but you know, it could happen. But you know, I just think about the overtime.
Yeah, we're already having,
That major things happen.
well, we already have overtime. Like I said, when things happen, things happen, no trouble when that happens. And I can't deny that something may happen on Friday afternoon, you know, if that happens, and then, you know, we're gonna be on site, we'll be taking care of it, regardless of what the work schedule is. And so that could be quite more overtime, but, you know, things happen on Saturday, Sunday, and even on Monday, at, you know, 5 o'clock, things happen, you know. So it's really just an act of God, and whatever happens, you know, we're gonna be responsible, and we're gonna take care of it. So yes, I think sometimes it may help us, sometimes it may hurt us. It just depends on, you know, what happens.
So we from 7:30 to 5:30?
The city hall.
No lunch.
But yeah, well, on Fridays, no, I think at lunch, they would just go home. But yes, everybody would go ahead and continue.
See, but I don't lunch hour.
Yes. Yes, yeah, we work on our clubs.
Don't worry, I bet you.
We stagger.
Now, the water department, you know, they don't want to take a lunch. They want to be able to work through lunch. And I think I sent y'all, John Davis did a lot of research on that. And so, you know, all that would be kosher.
We're not breaking any laws.
Any malls.
Yeah, that's what I read.
So they would just kind of, you know, a lot of times they have to do something, they work probably lunch anyway, or they take lunch, you know. We have a big water boiler where they can't stop, leave it out, you know, so. That would be, I guess, I don't see it being a problem, but, you know, council had it.
All right. Well,
Well, this is a public hearing, you know, make sure.
yeah, we got, I think we got someone wants to weigh in on this. Hello, you'll introduce yourself, we don't know who you are.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Council, city, and residents, 700 West Ryan Street here in Seymour. And, I guess I heard about this several weeks ago, that you guys were considering going to a 4-day work week. And being part of an organization that toyed with that idea several years ago, we opted to listen to our stakeholders and those individuals that really pay the bills. And in the case, what we found out, we wanted to go to a 5-day delivery schedule. And after we visited with our businesses and a lot of our customers, we found out real quickly that not only did they want us to stay with 5-day delivery, but they wanted 7-day delivery. They wanted additional services. So if you'll notice on the streets of Seymour, you'll see those white vans with the eagles on the side riding around 7 days a week, because the customers have demanded that. So I guess that brings me to my point when I look at the city operations in the county as far as that go. Any public utility service organization, they exist for the purpose of the citizens. And what has been presented, what I'm hearing tonight, is the fact that we're looking out for the benefit of the employees rather than what's the benefit for the citizens of this community. And you guys all will know that you exist for the purpose of security, safety, and services. The 3 S's that I like to call them. We like to provide law enforcement and fire protection for our community. We like to provide the security and the governance of our community by having a council. We provide ordinances to keep things in check, as we've heard this evening, in regards to the abatement of abandoned properties. So all those things exist for those purposes. And thirdly, the city exists to provide services in the name of utilities to the citizens in which you guys are a part of. And I'm so thankful for you. But I say all that to say that I believe it is in the best interest of the citizens of Seymour that we have at least a 5-day work week. That if we fall victim to going to a 4-day work week, then we open ourselves up to an additional issue of what else are we going to do to relinquish or reduce services. And again, I'm a proponent of increased government at the availability to the public, and yet we're diminishing that. I heard from Dr. Brazier there a second ago that we don't even know what the schedules are really going to be for all of our different departments. So as a citizen, if I call City Hall and I need the street department to come work, I just heard that they're going to be there 5 days a week. But if I want water service, well, I may have to find out what their schedule is. I think that's undue burden. As one of our former presidential candidates like to use that phrase, an undue burden that we place upon our community. So I would encourage you to vote against going to a 4-day work week, to continue the level of service and looking to increase the level of service to our community rather than trying to diminish that. I would also like to request, I'm sure you've done studies, as there's been many studies done on 4-day work weeks. I'd like to see a copy of those studies as well that you've done, and any other research that you have looked at to come to the conclusion that you have. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Cindy. I might add one thing. I think as far as providing service, we basically provide, in some departments, 7-day-a-week service.
Every department does. You would all call the city hall and say, I need the street department. They call, it was a concern. We write it up and they take care of it. Now, if it's an urgent matter, we're there. It just depends on the situation. So, as far as the public service, it would not be impacted. Now, if someone was coming to City Hall on a Friday afternoon, that would be, but we extended the hours, but do Thursday. So, we're not taking anything away. We're just kind of modifying the schedule to accommodate, we thought, I feel like that you could accommodate more people open early because they're 4 days a week and just staying, how far out, right?
That's kind of one of those things I think, and I use the term trial basis just to see if it's working. And I think it's, a lot of things are kind of that way. It's like our operation is unique to us, and what Carrollton, Texas does, and Denton, Texas is, their experience may be totally different than ours. Numbers and that kind of thing. Anyway, I think it's, 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 I to see, for a month or two, how that works. Go ahead.
It's just a public hearing, so there's no action now, it's later on down, on the agenda.
Right, gotcha. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Let's go.
I just want to say, he was talking about maybe having the street department and water department starting at 7:30. Don't you have restrictions on any road work, noise, stuff, that's starting at 8?
Well, yeah, they usually typically don't start doing it at 7:30, even if they start at 7,